claws to take the edge off. The choice is mine. From the outside, I seem fine.
Very well be in the penalty area. Sung Yu Jin's third into the 11th. Can she follow in Lee So Young? Oh, doesn't quite grab, but that's not bad. Hyun Kyung, always tricky, playing downhill shots out of thick rough. You have to guess how it's going to react with a bit of grass between club face and ball. Oh, and that's gone a little deep for Park Hyun Kyung, and oh dear, that's nestled up right against the base of that tree. Oh, she might have to take an unplayable from there, goodness. Seeing some struggles here, but not for Lee Jung Min, who's about to get to 1 under par. Stutter step, putting stroke and all. Last year's Pacific Links champion, getting herself inside the top 10 with that birdie. Kim Yun Kyo with a second to 14, pins cut just over that left-hand trap. She's staying aggressive just through the back of the green for Kim. Oh, we saw Lee Jung Min threaten to drive away with that new Porsche Taycan. Can Mada Som do a little bit better? Greens have firmed up just a little bit at Siwon Valley, but that's still a fine shot. Bang Chin Sil, this year's E1 Charity Open champion. First title on the KLPGA Tour, and what's been a tremendously impressive rookie season for the 20-year-old. That's the lady that leads the Rookie of the Year points race at this stage, Kim Min-byul. A couple of runner-up finishers this season, both coming in playoffs. One to the now absent Hwang Yo-min at the Daewoo MBN Ladies Open, and then a three-way playoff loss to Hong Ji-won at Rainbow Hills, the Korean Women's Open. But she can take some comfort in the fact she did birdie the 72nd hole to get into that playoff. She's the one the rookies want to catch this year. Top of that points list. Now, Bang Shin Sil turned a lot of heads this year with those booming tee shots. Should get a little extra with this. It's 10th playing downhill towards that lake. Reach for the tee pretty quickly. That's okay, just in the left rough. You do see very slender fairways here at Siwon Valley. The rough's not too penal. Just through the back of the green at 14. We saw the second shot of Kim Yun Kyo. Yeah, not bad. Decent touch there for Kim. So there are some issues here for this group at the 10th, and Park Hyun-kyung turned that club face over, trying to hit this one lefty. Oh, and she has made a good fist of that. Just a little too much heat on it. And it's not a shot you practice a whole lot. Now birdie look for Sung Yoo Jin up the hill at 11. Oh, well done. She's going to draw within one of the now three-way tie for the lead. Hyun-kyung for par after that lefty escape attempt. Almost a contender for par of the year, but it's going to be a drop shot for Park Hyun-kyung. So young. Played very nicely in the second half of the season. Has to get into that share of fourth, 2 under par. Just looked a little tentative, but with the right speed, catches enough of the hole and drops in to take her to 2 under. That's a third birdie of the day. In Jin Hee problem free on this hole, with Hong Ji-won finding the penalty area and Hyun-kyung over the back. And she is going to take full advantage. Nice birdie to balance the books for the afternoon. Som to tie the lead. It's tracking nicely. Oh my goodness, how quickly did that hanger left, about 3 feet out. Great putt. Hong Ji-won beating around the bushes at the back of 10. I believe this is her third shot. It's her fourth shot, actually. 2 in the water, took a penalty drop, but she'll limit the damage to just 1. Hyun-kyung going to fall back over par for the day with this drop shot at 10. Bang Shin-sil and Kim Min-byul have waited quite a long time back in this 10th fairway, with the struggles of Hyun-kyung and Ji-won ahead. Shinsil finally ready to go, and just from this angle, she's got to be wary of that flyer lie. Because if this comes out hot, you know, that penalty area definitely in play to the right of the green. Settle. It's okay. Gosh, he was brave with that, but she's going to get away unscathed. Now maybe a perfect tee shot right down the pipe. Oh, that's a good shot. Gives herself a look from about 20 feet. Dasson just tidies up for her par to stay at 2 under. Next to get their back nines underway. A bit like last week, we've got this very strange single barrel start procedure going on. It's all just a little weird towards this time of the year in South Korea. So, like they were back in Cheongna, Suji and company had to wait quite a bit of time before starting their back nines. She's known as the Autumn Queen on the KLPGA Tour. Plays her best golf in the second half of seasons. And she's certainly living up to that billing. Good finish last week in defense of a Hana Financial Group Championship. Blue Heron awaits next week, where she picked up her first major title back in 2021. Lee So-mi. Just finished a shot out of that playoff last week at the Hana Financial Group Championship. Lovely final round of 67 for her. She's started off her campaign decent with a 1 under par front nine. And now the most prolific winner on the KLPGA Tour in recent memory, 18-time champion Park Min-ji. Missed 4 cuts this season and has still banked 615 million won, leaving her 6th on the money list. Shinsil going to chip this one. Pretty makeable this, slightly downhill. Oh, half a roll away from dropping in for Bang Shin-sil. So young, fresh off that birdie at 11. This her second into 12. Ball's got just 5 from the right edge of the green. Minbyul slightly downhill for birdie at 10. This putt should want to work a little off her left. Stayed pretty straight on her. She'll have to be content to remain at 2 under. Sung Yu Jin just right of center in this fairway, but not too much trouble around this green. It's an 8 iron from 117. Did miss a pair of cuts after not finishing outside of the top 5 in 3 events back in June. Park Min-ji, a win at the Sultry on Queens, another at the Han Kyung Cup, 4th at the Korea Women's Open, then missed the weekend at the Siena Queens Crown and the Doosan Weave Championship before stringing together 4 straight top 11 finishes before missing the cut last week. So me though, on the flip side of that, she too has missed 4 cuts, but hasn't bowed out at the halfway stage since the Hanwha Classic back in August, and then you have to go all the way back to the start of the year where she missed the first 2 cuts of the season. 4th place last week, I mentioned, just a shot out of that playoff between Patty Tavatanakit, Lee Daeyeon and Min-ji Lee. Park Min-ji, ball's just in that first cutter rough. You see it's sitting okay. She can't quite see the target though. It's sort of obscured by that weeping willow about 30 yards short of the green. If anything, you certainly want to err on the left-hand side of this pin. There's trouble right. That's exactly what Min-ji does. Good shot there. Inaugural winner of this championship back in 2021. One of 6 titles she banked en route to her first money and points list titles. Now, Somi, slightly more green to work with coming out of the left rough on this angle. And that takes a very firm kick and goes scampering through the green. Suji far enough down where she can see the target, not stymied by that tree as Min-ji was. More slightly above her feet, which normally promotes a bit of a right to left ball flight. She's got 9 iron as well. Dasom up at the 14th. Just have to get close to this back left pin. Sort of land on a downslope. That's about as good as you can do. Fine shot there from Ma Da-som. Min Byul on 11 tee. Par 5 with water short right for the first part of this hole, then up the left for the rest of it. And it looks like it's avoided the bunkers down the right hand side. It's Han Ji-won and Hwang Yun-so who share the lead after Kerry Park's drop shot on the other side of the golf course. But the target only 3 under par at this stage on day 1. Looked like that ball nestled down quite a bit for Lee So-mi through the back of the 10th, so got to play this with plenty of speed, which she has. And all in all, a pretty fine shot there for the 5-time tour champion. Now In Jin-hee ahead at the 11th. Suji slightly downhill with a hint of movement off her left for birdie. That's not got the speed, surely. Oh, it's trying. It's always tough putting through shadows. It does tend to cross your wires as far as depth perception goes. Now, Hong Ji-won up at 11. Again, throws it a little bit deep, but not too bad there. At least she'll have an uphill look. Now, Minji also working downhill and from left to right. Good speed on that one for Park. Shinsil. Not an easy layup this out of that left rough. You come over water and over a little stream. And that should just creep into the first cut of rough, but not too bad with today's back left hole location. Suji with just a little tester for par. Min Byul stayed short of that bunker, so laying up as well at 11. Oh, that is not the side of the fairway you want to miss on. And she's found the heavy rough as well. So me for her par. Should just be a left edge putt for Lee. Okay, very good up and down. We'll keep Lee So-mi in red figures. Now, slow putt coming up at 12 for Lee So-young's birdie. Jinhee just off the edge of the green at the 11th. First bounce should be to her left. Yeah, pretty good. Does help enormously to have a tidy short game in golf. Saves you so many shots. Because you're not going to hit every green, let's be honest. Now, Eugene to tie the lead at 12. Is it going to hang hard left? No, it just powers through the break. Still playing nicely, as is her playing partner, Lee So-young. Now Minji up at the 11th tee. Suji. Again, it's some of the tighter fairways you're going to see on the KLPGA Tour every season at Siwon Valley. Oh, that's going to get her attention as far as the layup goes. Well, right for Suji off the 11th. Somi. Only the line to take off this tee is towards the penalty area on the left-hand side in the distance. She just turned it over a little too much. No, that's fine for Lee Somi. Going to be a slow one coming out of the shadows for Hong Ji-won's birdie ahead at the green. Just didn't hit it. Just did not hit it. Keeps her at 1 under. Dasson at the 14th. Just wiggled right at the end, and again, that's another good putt she's hit, but again, stress-free pars. She'll stay within 1. Min Byul, unappetizing looking shot. No chance to hold it near the flag. Look out a little long, look out a little right. Yeah, just really had to accept that that's exactly where your third shot was going to finish if you found that left rough with your layup. Shinsil, slightly better angle and a much better result. Beautiful shot there from Bang Shinsil. Park Ji-young, Leah Won's closest pursuer on the money and points list. Currently even par. She's on the green there at 10, but goodness me, that is a good 60-foot putt. Ji-young's left herself. Back 9 here at Seo Won Valley. What drama will unfold come Sunday afternoon in this third installment of the DAEBO hausD Championship. Minji, second shot into that par 5 11. She's got 3 wood out. You want to make sure you keep it up the right-hand side to open up the angle to today's flag. Yeah, done just that. Lovely layup. Somi also with a 3 wood, similar kind of shot required. Just a little left, settled down, and oh dear, she's going to have the same kind of issues Kim Min Byul had in the group ahead. Going to be hard to stop it close to the flag from there. Speaking of Min Byul, here she is from the back of the green. Hong Ji-won up at 12. side of the fairway to attack this pin from. She's pulled that slightly. And it's just going to stay on the back edge of this green. Bangshin Sil, little left to righter to get the rookie back to 2 over. Grabbed a big piece of the hole, but it stays above ground. So young, pretty slow one to start, and then it turns really hard at the hole. If it gets to the hole, that is a rather tentative effort from Lee So Young, who's got her work cut out to save par now at this par 3. Just has the awkward task of putting through her shadow, but it's a fairly straightforward putt. Well done. Kim Soo-ji actually did elect to take relief from the cart part. I thought she might have chosen to play it with a flatter lie, but well, she's taken a drop, and now that ball's well above her feet, and that club face really... She's not careful. Easy for this to smother left and could be heading towards the fountains. Got to keep firm grip pressure on this one. And she's done nicely. Now up to 13, and Sung Yu Jin for her deuce. Better looking putt than Lee So Young's. Great roll there, brilliant effort. A long birdie look for Park Ji Young at 10. He has to pick up pace there. Easy, easy. Okay, not disastrous, but not stone dead yet. So Young to clean up for par. It's a 3 putt at the par 3, which will drop her back to 1 under where she started this inward half. Now Min Byul back at 12T. We want to be down the left-hand side of this fairway. That's okay. Ji Young to remain at even par. Yeah, well hauled. That's a great 2-putt for Park Ji Young. I think she's going to get past that 1 billion won single season earnings mark by the end of 2023. Won the season opener back in Singapore in December last year. Now can call herself a major champion with her win at the KB Financial Group Star Championship just over a month ago in Incheon. Tell you what, we do love a drone shot out here on the KLPGA Tour, don't we? Goodness me, that lingered for a while. Now, Soo-ji, ground level, but you can see that target cut over that left-hand trap. Pretty good. Slightly burnt out area of the green, but it is an uphill putt. She sets up well for that little draw. Just maybe a little poor contact. Quick grab wasn't there with that first or second bounce, which releases through the green. And that is some very thick stuff for Lee So-mi, but the practice swings indicate to me that she's almost going to try and play a long, languid kind of shot. And we have it come out as high and soft as possible, almost deliberately try and hit it off the top part of the club face. She's done very well. She's managed brilliantly. That is a world-class shot from a world-class player. So 3 once again at the top. Ji-won, Yeon-so, and now Kim Ji-soo joins the party of the leading 3 players here on day 1 at the DAEBO hausD Open. Had plenty of speed on it for Park Min-ji, but that ball doesn't find its target as we go up to Hong Ji-won, looking at birdie on the 12th. Start to turn a little, start to turn, it doesn't. And Hong Ji-won will stay at 1 under. Now Kim Soo-ji. These are the putts that she seems to make with more regularity than anyone else on tour. But just a little tentative, and we saw that on the weekend at Bears Best last week at the Hana Financial Group Championship. Just needs to be a little bit more positive. We'll see if Im Jin-hee can get herself the right side of par with this birdie look. And that went back the other way as it got to the cup. Very curious. Lee So-mi for a birdie slightly up the hill. Stays wide as well. Kim Min-byul hit at 12. Just a pitching wedge left, and she can generate enough speed to sort of hold this ball on that right section, but could have done with the club more, surely. That's the wrong side of that mound. Min-ji to clean things up for par. Soo-ji will stay 2 under as well. Par 5 of her own. I have a look at this par 4 12. 346 meters on the scorecard. As you can see, really not much of a fairway to aim at for these ladies. It snakes around a little from left to right, but the hole stays fairly straight. The second shot does play uphill slightly to a raised green with the pin today, 21 from the front and just 5 from the right edge. So it really does help if you're coming out of the left side of this rather narrow fairway.
중계 살짝 우측? 저기 우측 맞아. 저기 다 넘어가 그냥. 오케이.
Soo-ji, can she thread the needle here at 12? You bet she can. been a pretty solid driver of the golf ball in her career, Lee So-mi. Three pretty good tee shots off this 12th tee for So-mi, Suji and Park Min-ji, this afternoon's featured group for opening round coverage of the DAEBO hausD Open. So young. Well, she's got some issues up ahead at 13 because she's got another lengthy par-saving putt required at this par 4. Now Min Byul, a lot of right to left swing in this for Kim. Sung Yu Jin to get herself to that leading mark of 3 under par. It wasn't far off. Great roll. Now Park Ji-young, heavy lie out of the left rough on 11 for her third. Just tried to get a little too cute with that, and now she's facing a tough up and down for par as we go back to Lee So-young trying to save a par at 14. Oh, it's back-to-back bogeys for Lee So-young. Will slide back to even. Par 3 13th tee shot of Hong Ji-won. Seen a couple of good ones already at this par 3. It's a 6-iron for the Korean Women's Open champion. Min-ji a bit further back than her two playing partners, but she's got a flat enough lie and she's on the correct side of the fairway. So try and use the natural contours of the screen to her advantage. Start it at the right edge. If it turns over, great. If it doesn't, there is that little mound we saw Kim Min Byul have to putt up and over. It does feed the ball a little left. Just a little too far right for Park. I've got that severe uphill lie for Lee So-mi. And she has played that very nicely indeed. Kim Soo-ji. Got a slight uphill lie as well, but last to play from 118. So important to try and make sure you get your weight in your lead foot as you get back to impact. Don't want to hang back and flip at it. Yeah, well played. Superb shot from Soo-ji. G1 pin high, but slow putt that moves hard off the right, which gave that enough speed. Maybe just a fraction too much. So it's still 3 at the top, but this time it's the name of Park Geol after signing for first round the 60s this week. A 69 for the former Sokyong Networks Ladies Champion. Leaves 3 under par. The score to catch in the clubhouse. Sung Yujin operating out of the left rough at this 15th hole. Long way in for a second, 148 meters. Pin today on that right-hand side of the green. Well, at least she's got some real estate to work with there. To 13 and Min Rather exasperated sigh from the caddy, but we're not quite sure why. That's fine. Going to be a bit of a ticklish one down the slope, but no harm done for Kim. Now Minji got to place at a wide open club face, try and use the bounce. Everything should kick from right to left. Park Ji-young going to be pitching on the downslope, so the first bounce is going to be pretty spicy. Just a mistake to leave it in that trap with her third. And gave her not much of an opportunity. Somi right to left her to double her tally and get herself within one. Good try there. Min Byul has very quickly gotten up to the green at 13. Now this downhill right to left up. That's going to drift off low. Suji, birdie back at 12. Back up the slope, should go a little from left to right. Start it right, it's going to stay right. Just looked like a bit of a push there from Kim. Park Ji-young for a par back at 11. Yeah, not this time. She's going to fall over par for today. String of pars comes to an end. Park. Minji up ahead. Still got to start this one outside the left edge. Oh. That is a bit of an ugly bogey for Park Min-ji. She'll fall back to 2 over. Min Byul to tidy things up ahead at 13. Somi just want to be a little bit more positive with the pace. Don't want to lose it low like Minji's. Much better there. Good putt for Lee Somi. Keeps herself under par, keeps herself within 2. Now Im Jin-hee up to what looks like 14. Brilliantly played. Had to be bang on her number there. Judged the release to perfection. And Im Jin-hee's given herself a very nice look to get one under. seen 6 irons and 7 irons be popular choices of club at this par 3 today. I think if you're in between clubs, you can go with the shorter one, especially with today's hole locations. The front section of the green slopes a fair amount from back to front, so you're much better off leaving yourself underneath the hole. Give yourself a more attackable look at birdie. Pitches that pin high, but just rolls past, and again, she's just got that very quick putt remaining. So me. I've seen the ball of Kim Soo-ji react, so well, she's got 7 iron, and I much prefer this club selection. Yeah, that is beautifully played for Lee So-mi. Well worked out, nicely executed. Long bunker shot ahead at 15 for Sung Yoo Jin. Mid-Byul back at 14 T. Should hang on to the left edge of the fairway. That's okay. Hong Ji-won for her par, a birdie, excuse me, at 14. Oh, caddy can't believe it. It's a great effort. It's only a par. Washu taps that one in. If you're wondering what's happening across, where the eyes of the golfing world have turned this week, the Ryder Cup at Marco Simone Golf Club. If you're a European fan, well, good news. Team Europe up in both games. One up with John Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton over Scotty Scheffler and Sam Burns. Ludwig Aubert and Victor Hovland 2 up through 2 against Max Homa and Brian Harmon in game 2, so it's looking good for the boys in blue so far as Sung Yoo Jin just slips her par putt past at 15, so she'll drop a shot. And Jin Hee can get into red figures with this left to right birdie look at 14. Wonderful shot to set it up, but she knew it just a little quick off the putter face, and it's only going to be a par 4. Day 1 action continues to roll along here from Silwon Valley. Hwang Yun-so has hit the top with a birdie at the 7th. She now leads by 1 at 4 under par. Some lovely touch from Park Min-ji. That's more like it. The 18-time Tour champion. A chip-in birdie 2 at 13 takes Park Min-ji back to 1 over par. Now Min Byul up ahead at 14. Expect this to be fairly close. She's only got a wedge in hand. But that is a wide miss from Kim. Goodness. Suji looking well out right here, but can she get it up to the apex of this putt? That looks good. That looks very good for Kim Soo-ji. Just wiggles low at the end. Kim Yun-kyo for a closing birdie. That's nicely held. Around a 72 for her to start her week in Paju City. Round punctuated by that hole-in-one at the second. Now Somi uphill to get herself to 2 under, and well, that's 2 twos at the 13th. One the conventional route, you could say, from Somi, and one the flamboyant route, a chip in from Park Min-ji. Min Byul, after that appalling second shot, now has a testy little up and down for par. That needs to hit the handbrakes quickly. It's not going to. Well, a little 7-footer left for Kim Min Byul. The one out of the top 3 on the Rookie of the Year points race to have not won yet in 2023. Somi back on the tee.
네, 알겠습니다.
See if that birdie from Min-ji can put a little pep back in her step. A couple of good tee shots there from Somi and Min-ji. Suji, the 7th player in KLPGA Tour history to make more than $1 billion in a single season. Did that last year off the back of a couple of wins. None bigger than the Hana Financial Group Championship crown of 2022. Already a major champion this season at the Hanwha Classic last month. That's a pretty big drive down the right-hand side of 14 for Kim Soo-ji. Really, that is an unforced error To make a bogey with just wedge in hand, that's really inexcusable. First drop shot of the day for Kim Min-byul. Still stays inside the top 10. Sun Yu-jin up at the 16th. Third shot to this par 5. This year's Doosan Match Play champion. It's cut tight to the left edge of the green. Right edge of the green, excuse me. Just 5 from that corner. It's not bad. Not bad at all for Yu-jin. Hong Ji-won coming in with the heavy artillery at the par 4 15th. Oh, wonderful shot. Takes a brave lady to go straight at that flagstick, but Hong Ji-won's been rewarded with an excellent birdie opportunity. Say it week in, week out. Flags on the left-hand side of green set up nicely for Minji's pat draw. Oh, goodness, almost pitched that one in on its second bounce, but that's fine for Minji. Get a little help off the back fringe, and she'll have a reasonable look at back-to-back birdies. So me, much more neutral ball flight compared to a playing partner. Just look out a little bit right of this pin. If you can land it just halfway between the edge of that trap, or the fringe of the green and the pin, it's usually a good landing spot. Doesn't like that. And for good reason. Left off the club face, she knew it. Suji, again, only 87 meters in. It's a green light pin with this club in hand. Oh, great shot there. See the difference in coming over the much shorter club. Able to get that one to stop a lot quicker than Minji's. As a result, you'll have a much better look at birdie from a little closer up. Hwang Yun-so has found another birdie to stretch her day one total up to 5 under par. She leads by 1 here at So-won Valley. So slightly below the level of the putting surface at 14 for Lee So-mi. Kind of similar to the shot she had to play back at 10. Long, slow swing, lots of speed. Try and get it as high as possible. And that is absolutely sublime. Brilliant touch. Hong Ji-won, after that majestic second, squanders a golden opportunity to get to 2 under. Could she start to build a little momentum? Minji for another birdie. Great try, just a little high there for par. Now to the 15th tee and Kim Min-byul. Long par 4, there's 388 meters on the scorecard. Second shot, you come over water, so important to find the fairway. Suji for birdie. It's gotta go. Oh dear. Just never looked like she took a big enough backswing, did it? Now, Mada Som has had a decent day at the office. 2 under par, playing the last. That gets a nice firm bounce and it'll scoot onto the putting surface. So-mi, another very good up and down for par. So she'll remain 2 under. Well, I mentioned it's the longest par 4 on the golf course, the 388-meter 15th. Just the one fairway bunker to bother the players off the tee. It's one of the wider fairways you're going to see at the Seowon Valley course, but still, that's not saying very much. Longer hitters can carry that trap, but the real danger is the second, played over this large body of water. The pin today on this 43-yard deep green, 17 from the front and just 4 from the right edge, perilously close to that monstrous trap. Nice to see they're keeping things light-hearted back on 15 tee as we go up to 15 green. Hong Ji-won, this for par. Okay. Not often you're disappointed walking off the 15th with the par, but I think that might be the sentiment that Hong Ji-won's feeling right now. It's a wonderful second shot. Sung Yoo Jin up at the 16th for birdie. Oh, another great effort that just rolls wide. Got the ball well back in her stance, Kim Min-byul, also looking to squeeze this one in with a little low fade. Just a little unlucky, that one pitched pretty soft, but it's a fine shot. Birdie putt at the 18th for Ma Da-som. Cross-country effort. It's going to be moving generally from left to right. Not terrible, but still with 5-6 feet left for par in an opening round of 70. Lee So-young at the par 3 17th. First look at this 137-meter hole today. Water short, it's just a wedge. All over it for Lee. Landing strip clear. Lee So-mi ready to send one down the 15th. That bunker on the left, I think she'll be able to fly it with relative ease. 225 to get over the sand. Straight into that bunker, unfortunately. And that's going to complicate the second shot significantly for Lee So-mi. One club more for Sung Yoo-jin at 17. Also a fine tee shot there. Suji. Really, Jeff, entertain any thought of going at this tight flagstick today, you must be coming out of the fairway for your second. That just creeps into the left rough for Kim. Da-som, hopefully the final stroke in her round. And indeed it is. The OK Financial Group OK Man Open champion starts her week in Paju City with a 2 under par opening round of 70. Now Kim Min-byul, like the putt she had back at 12, slightly downhill and working off the right. Brilliantly read and brilliantly struck. A nice birdie there for Kim Min-byul to take her into the top 5. Nice recovery after that bogey at 14. So Hwan Yun-seo, 67, the clubhouse target. Kim Ji-soo, 4 holes left to play. Park Gae-yeol holding down third after her opening round of 69. Well, she's drawn a nice line, this left rough. Min-ji, it's only a 5-iron, but just has to look out towards the fat side of the green left of the pin. It's only day one, don't have to go blindly attacking these tight pins. She's done just that, that's okay. Yeah, similar angle, but coming out of the slightly thicker rough for Kim Soo-ji now. She does have a little bit more speed than Min-ji, so can come in with a slightly shorter club and get this up in the air a touch quicker. Oh, she's just laying this one up. Must have been an awful lie. And that just shows you the premium you put on driving accuracy out at Seowon Valley. You can get some pretty gnarly lies in this rough. You know, Somi, it's actually a pretty good lie she's got. There's not much lip. Just have to keep your spine angle consistent. Pick that nicely, which she did. Oof. And he caught it a little thin, in fact. I don't think that's gone in the penalty area, but it could be bunker to bunker for Lee So-mi. Well, lovely tee shot into 17 has set up this birdie look for Lee So-young to steady the ship. She was on a heater around the turn with 3 straight birdies. 9, 10, 11, couple of bogeys, and well, she's back at even par now. Now up to the defending champion Song Ga-eun, not having the best of days, but this was her second into the 14th. Oh, and that is much more like it from the 2021 Rookie of the Year. Fine shot from Ga-eun. Some Jin. Get herself up to 2 under par again. Yeah, well done. That's more like it. And put herself back into the top 5 with her 5th birdie of this opening round. Well, got a bit of a backboard long right, which she can use, particularly with a much shorter club coming in for her 3rd into this par 4. Oh, wonderful shot. Took her medicine, just pitched it out of that rough, and she's got a great chance to escape with a par now, Kim Soo-ji, after this brilliant 3rd. Hong Ji-won. Awkward. Ball well below her feet. Just off the edge of that bunker. So 67, the mark set in the clubhouse by Hwang Yun-so here on day 1 at Seowon Valley. Well, looks like Lee So-mi's on the upslope of the bunker, which does make this shot a little easier to play, provided she's got a half-decent lie. Everything should feed down towards this pin. A little something like that. Not bad. Now, fourth shot for Hong Ji-won, only advanced to third about 6 feet. Gets a nice little kick forward, but she's making a bit of a mess of this par 5. Now, long birdie look for Minji at the 15th. Pace looks pretty good. The line's not bad. From that distance, she'd gladly accept that result. Now, worm's eye view of Kim Min-byul's tee shot at the par 5 16. Just got a, looks like a 3-wood. Oh, that's a driver. Second shot, excuse me. Yeah, that's well prodded up there for the 19-year-old rookie. So-mi to escape with a par after spending a prolonged time on the beach at the 15th. No, that's just a little wide. Now, Park Ji-young, much like Ga-eun and Lee Ye-won in this final group of the day, struggling in this opening round, although that's going to make things a little bit better. Nice birdie there for Park Ji-young. Suji for an incredible par after having to lay up with her second. No, just so much break in that putt. Unlucky, gave herself a great chance with that sublime third. Song Ga-eun for a birdie of her own at the 14th. Oh, just a little too much speed on that. Had a good top 10 finish last week at the Hana Financial Group Championship. 8th place for Ga-eun. Had high hopes coming into this week, but that's not the opening round that she was looking for, though she still has plenty of holes to rectify the situation. Lee So-mi drops back to 1 under. Her second bogey of the day. Unfortunately, Kim Soo-ji also dropping back with a 5 at the 15th. First drop shot of this opening round. My goodness, Hong Ji-won. Oh, she is in real danger of dropping 2 at a par 5, no less. Back down on the tee box. Minji not wasting any time. Somi taking this one down a little bit. This hole really snakes around the hill and the clump of trees down the left, and she's tugged that. It's going to be in the fairway, but that's not going to be the easiest of second shots now. Bit of a blind shot if you catch the left edge of this fairway. Now G1 for a bogey up on the green. That's a good putt. And it's a messy hole for the Korean Women's Open champion. It's only a bogey. She drops back to even par and outside of the top 10. I really want to keep this as far right down the fairway as possible. Makes the layup a little bit easier. Yeah, that's a good position. Down to 16th for Kim Soo-ji. Now, Lee So-young at the last, out of the left rough, but it's a nice looking angle to this right pin. 116 left for Lee. She'll give herself a chance to post a red number at the end of play day one. Now, Min Byul's third to the 16th. Got to be aggressive into this whole location. Just a little too much spin for Kim Min Byul as it works its way down towards the low front left portion of the green. You see golfers at home, backspin, not always a beneficial thing. Yes, it looks great, but more often than not, you're going to be coming up shorter than you are going long. Eugene with a wedge from 103. Done with at least a club more, but she's safely on the putting surface. Now it's a 17, and Hong Ji-won is back at even par now, was 3 under through 8. She's been on a bit of a slide down the leaderboard since then. Oh my goodness, and that splashes into the water. That's a good 15 yards short of the green. That is an appalling golf shot from Hong Ji-won. She's completely lost it over the last 2 hours. Oh, Min Byul back at the 16th. Going slightly up the hill for birdie. Minji. Blind layup, as I mentioned. You're almost picking a tree in the distance. That green's just behind the hill on the left-hand side. Easy to run through the fairway, but I think Minji's just about okay. Somi, you're on the left of this fairway, as I was saying. It's just a little bit more awkward because you almost have to flirt with the branches of the tree limbs at the top of the hill. Yeah, but she's played that nicely. With her length, Suji will certainly have to look a little bit further left than Park Min-ji, especially with how aggressively this hole sweeps around from right to left. If you're going to miss this fairway, miss it left. At least it gives you a slightly more open angle to this green. Oh, that is bang on perfect for Kim Soo-ji. Well, while we linger on another unnecessarily lengthy drone shot, if you're interested about the scores in the Ryder Cup, I can tell you it's a sea of blue right now. Europe 2 up in the top 2 games and 1 up in match 3, and the rudder match of Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood just winning the 4th hole to go 1 up over Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay. So things are looking good for the home side in Europe this week at the Ryder Cup. Bang Shin Sil up on the green to get herself back to 2 over. Just enough on that one for Bang. Only her second birdie of the day. Hasn't made a bogey, but she's had 2 doubles. The big hitting 20-year-old. Now at the last, Sung Yu Jin for a birdie. Over that little shoulder, so this will kick hard to the left. As it got the legs and had the line, just needed a little bit more oomph. Still, you record an under par round on day 1. Scarcely disappointed. Gave herself plenty of chances on this back 9. It'll be a 2 under par round of 70. Eugene signs for as the dust settles. Now Minbyul for her par at 16. Oh, that's a straight pull. You can see it off the putter face. She's had a couple of clumsy mistakes here. That poor wedge on 14, now a 3-putt at 16. Speaking of mistakes, it's almost looked like a different golfer on this back 9. Women's Open champion, dumping her ball in the water short of 17. So this is now her 3rd. I'm surprised she's not choosing to re-tee it. I mean, she's taken a drop at the edge of the tee box, and that's only 5 paces in front of where the tee markers were. As my colleague Dom Boulay would say, if you have the chance to tee it up, tee it up. Why give yourself a good lie when you can give yourself a perfect lie? Oh, very curious from G1. 3-putt bogey slips Kim Min-byul back to 1 under par. Park Min-ji had that first cut of rough, but the ball's just sitting down a touch. It's going to come out with a little less spin and a little bit more release. Tough to get this one close. See if she was just trying to land that maybe in the rough of that fairway grass, have it kick forward. So we missed her landing spot by about 3 yards, and now she's got a tricky short-sided bunker shot. Certainly got that one to grab quite quickly, Lee So-mi. Lee So-young up at 18 for a closing birdie 3. Just a little high for So-young. She was plodding along quite nicely and again just struggled on that back stretch. So at 72 for So-young as we return to 16, and Kim Soo-ji with another green light pin here. Just a little left, just a little long. Sometimes you just get a little steep coming into the ball. Club face shuts down. De-lofts the club. It goes long and left. The poor wedge from Soo-ji, but still there's a look from around 20 feet to try and recover the shot. She just lost at the 15th. And it's a 2-shot spread for Hwang Yun-so after her opening round of 67 a little bit earlier on this Friday. It's a pretty deep bunker, as you can just about see the top of Minji's head at this 16th. Working with a slight uphill lie, which makes it easier to get this ball lofted up in the air. Still got to play it with good speed and acceleration. It just looks like she decelerated a touch into it, but as it pitched on the downhill slope and fed on, we'll find out in a moment. No. So work to be done for par for Park. Fourth shot for Hong Ji-won at the short 17th. Just a little poke and run. That's going to be a double bogey. And remember, she was 3 under par through 8 holes. She's going to find herself 2 over par, playing the last. Where's it all gone wrong? The Korean Women's Open champion. Kim Soo-ji not her best wedge shot, but still a birdie opportunity. Pretty flat putt. We'll move to her right as it gets to the cup. Just a little low, a little lacking with pace. Now Park Ji-young just hold a pretty lengthy putt for birdie back at 14. This of similar length at the 15th. And hello! Another long one drops for Park Ji-young. She'll get herself back to 1 over, battling hard. That's what you want to see. Nice recovery. Scoring correction. In fact, it was a double bogey at the 11th for Park. Not a bogey as we initially thought. Now Somi for her birdie at 16. Oh, slips it in the left edge. Lovely, lovely 4 there for Lee Somi. Gets herself back to 2 under. She's hung in there pretty tough, Minji. Has not had her best stuff today, but only 1 over par. She'll need this to stay on that mark. Anything but straightforward for the 18-time tour winner. Absolutely pummeled that through the break, and goodness, there's still a little bit left in that for bogey. As we go up to Kim Min Byul at the 17th. Lengthy birdie look of her own. Up and over the brow, and pretty good for pace there. Don't want to be clumsy here. Okay. Tidies that one up, but it's a bogey 6 for Park. Drops her back to 2 over. Hong Ji-won. She has absolutely skated up this 18th hole. Second shot in. Somi on the 17th tee, 137 meters, shortest of the 4 par 3s here at Seowon Valley.
어제는 아플 때 애들이 있었는데 내가 여기서 보고 있었어.
Should be nothing more than a 9-iron for Kim Soo-ji, but she's looking like she's pulled this a smidge. That's okay, still finds the target. A at the last. Min Byul with driver. Widest fairway you could find on this back nine, the 18th.
샷.
Day one action starting to wind down at this third DAEBO House D Open, but 5 under par still the score to beat in the clubhouse. Hwang Yun-so leads by 2. So a little bit longer birdie putt than Lee So-mi envisioned back on the tee, but nonetheless, here we are, coming from the low back left portion of the green. And okay, not bad. Always nice to see a good positive putt roll just past the hole. At least it gives you some idea of what it's going to do as it comes back the other way. Now back up to 18, and Im Jin Hee, who's had a bit of a struggle since we last saw her, now back at 3 over. But she'll end her day with a nice birdie on her closing hole. 3 at the last for a round of 74. That very ugly triple bogey 7 at the 15th. Now Minji Pretty flat to start, then just in the last couple of feet starts to work its way back downhill, so you've got to be careful with this. Hong Ji-won. It's been a really forgettable back nine for her. And it's not going to get any better. She knows the last hour and a half has been rather costly in her bid for a second win of the season. Suji have some idea of the general influence of this putt, watching Lee So-mi's come from a little bit further back in this green. This for birdie at the 17th. Has she hit it? Has she hit it? No. But it's the simplest of tap-ins for a par. Rather forgettable back nine for Hong Ji-won. Home in 40 for a 74. Another one of these knee knocker length par putts remaining for Park Min-ji. Okay, nicely holed. Now Kim Min-byul into the last. Pin's cut on that right-hand side of the green. Second shot plays uphill. Yeah, good shot just past pin high there for Min-byul. So-mi wants to move a little off her right, but you don't want to give the hole away from here. I think just inside right edge. A good positive stroke. Okay, good two putt. Players now take a little stroll off the 17th green across to the unique island tee box here at the 18th, a pseudo island tee box. You have seen, there it is up there on the right, you can see it right hand side of your screen. I have seen organisers use that tee box, usually in the final round, just to make this 18th hole a little bit more interesting. One of the unique features here at Silwan Valley. Min-byul at the last. Oh, that's a little wide, but again, as I mentioned, card an opening round under par, You're not going to be too far off the pace. Suji will lead us off. So me just looking to get this over the top of the hill. You can get a little fast kick downhill, pick up an extra 10-15 yards of run. You're not going to get much run in that rough. That's just got tangled up in the secondary cut. Min Byul taps in for an opening round of 71. Certainly looking good to build her lead at the top of the Rookie of the Year points race. Bang Shin still struggling this Friday afternoon, the opening round. Hong Yo-min unfortunately having to withdraw from this championship, leaving just 107 players left to contest this 1 billion Korean won prize purse. Well, like I mentioned, it's the shortest of the 4 par 3s here at Silwan Valley. Play over a pair of penalty areas. First one doesn't really come into play. Second one might if you hit a bit of a stinky tee shot, much like Hong Ji-won did, in fact, about half an hour ago. Green's protected by a deep bunker left and a rather large bunker to the right, very much cut into 3 sections. The pin today in that front left portion, just 12 from the front and 9 from the left, just on the back side of that first mound. Now, Park Ji-young's had a nice little comeback trail going over the last couple of holes. Birdies at 14 and 15, just the par on 16, but she'll have the honour here at 17 with a 9-iron. Minji Park, beg your pardon. Still thinking about last week's incredible 3-hole playoff at the Hana Financial Group Championship. Now, you remember Park Minji back in 2021, the inaugural playing of the DAEBO hausD Open, produced one of the shots of the year. A hole-out eagle in the second round to end her day. And it really was a season to remember for Park Min-ji. Went on to win one of 6 victories in a blockbuster 2021 campaign. You could just watch that shot again and again. It was a truly special way to end the second round for Park Min-ji. Before she has a crack, it's going to be Lee So-mi first to go, and this is just an unpleasant looking lie. Got to look out towards the TV tower here. Don't want to flirt with that bunker short of the green. Just have to try and run it on, and it's not going to stay on, I don't think. But that's the smart shot to play for So-mi. Certainly better off trying to get up and down for par from there than that deep inside trap. Minji, slight downhill lie, so it does knock the ball flight down just a touch. Oof, wasn't far off from repeating the feat, but it's going to release onto the back half of the green. Suji, much flatter lie, so she's got more options as far as trajectory goes here. It's 101 meters left, and she's got a pitching wedge. You're going to have to jump all over this one if she wants this to cover the full yardage. She certainly did. Gets that pin high. Lovely shot. Another drone shot means another Ryder Cup update. Europe continue to lead 4-zip. And Hwang Yun-so continues to lead after her round of 67. But Kim Ji-soo's just picked up a birdie at the 7th to trim that advantage to the slenderest of advantages. It's all about getting the speed right for Lee So-mi on this 18th. Just off the back left edge of this green. A lot of ground to cover. Should start to turn downhill there. Needs to slow down just a touch. That's a 6 out of 10, you'd have to say. Park Ji-young has already made 2 lengthy birdie putts on this back 9. Can she make it a third at the 17th? It's got to go, and then some. ENG. Slight downhill putt here. Moving off the right for a closing birdie. That's a nice way to end the day for Park Min-ji. Missed the cut last week at Bears Best, but a nice closing birdie leaves her inside the top 30 going into the weekend. Lee Won, leader of the money and points list coming into this week. Haven't seen anything of her today. I suspect we know where this one's going if we're showing it. Yeah, a nice birdie there for Lee. Was 3 over par at one stage, but much like Park Ji-young, battling back nicely. Couple of birdies there at 8 and 17. Now Suji for a closing birdie at the 18th. Ooh, just shaves the right edge. Just the 8th player in KLPGA Tour history to make more than $1 billion in a single season, and she's done it with plenty of weeks to spare. Last year's Rookie of the Year, continuing to impress in 2023. 2 titles already this season, and now back inside the top 30 here at the DAEBO hausD Open. She's leaning like this, might be a fraction right. Doesn't miss many fairways, Lee Won, and yeah, just going to be a slightly poorer angle trying to get to this front right pin in the opening round. And can't quite see where that's landed up because you do tee off over a little hump in the middle of the fairway. Final group out on the golf course this afternoon. Yeowon Ji-young and the defending champion Song Ga-eun, all 3 over par for their opening rounds. Now Park to play. That's a little left. So-mi for Another good par save. Stay up. No, she knew it. That was low. And well, she really had to work hard for a couple of pars. Unfortunately, it's going to be a closing bogey, but still a 1 under par 71 for the So-Mi, searching for a first win this season. Suji for her par. She's hanging around there or thereabouts once again. Kim Soo-ji, like Lee So-Mi, opens her week with a 1 under par round on Friday. Final 3 players left on the golf course. Looks like it's going to be the Singapore Women's Open champion, Park Ji-young, first to go. And that first major title of her career a couple of weeks back at Blackstone in Incheon. KB Financial Group Star Championship. Got a hanging lie with the ball below her feet from 151 into 18. This is not an easy shot. Almost has to start at the H on the hausD sign at the back of the green, because usually if the ball is below your feet, it does want to move a touch from left to right for a right-handed golfer. Good smart play there. So couldn't go with that flag stick. No harm done. Carton. 3 over par. There's the 2022 champion, but she'll skip that one just shy of the green. Year one. Just out of that first cut of rough, but off this downhill lie. Don't need to be too aggressive here, just look out a little long. It stays out of the bunker, which is a good break there for the 21-year-old. Hong Yun-so will carry the lead into the weekend. A 67 leaves her one clear at 5 under par. So 5 under par will be a leading score going into the weekend. Do join us for more action from Silwan Valley, same time, same place tomorrow in the KLPGA Tour. Bye-bye for now.